it's more professional. Wow, we look more professional. This is the bunker shot, along with Jason DeBiss, along with Randy Stokely. That's Randy. I'm Jason. This is Center Court. This is Aspen, Colorado. This is Motherlode. What's up, Randy? How you feel?
I feel great. What a place to play. Aspen, Colorado, 50th anniversary of the Motherlode. We're here to go and see an exciting game against Biegelmeyer and race against Deneen and Vatterodt.
I'm going to take you to that action right now because they're not willing to wait. The warm-up process is over sooner than later, and it starts off with a block.
Yeah, Vatterodt out of Minnesota. Indoor player coming out here and dominating in the first place, jumping into the angle, going 1-0.
Here goes the serve from Mallory Deneen. Okay pass. Hey, there's the lefty throwing one back, and look out right into our living room. We're at one apiece, Randy. We're getting our particulars together, people, so bear with us, but don't get undressed.
We're in a second round match here on main court. Should be a really good game.
Wow, great cover. This is a get after it game. Pretty good dig, looking for the option, and there's the tweener. What do you say, Randy?
Yeah, it's an awesome shot by Race over there, putting that ball, the second ball. Everybody was waiting for the big hit on the outside. She goes on two, scores to go up by 2-1 early.
Wow, Rafaela to serve. Wow, there's a wrist away, and that had the undersized blocker at the net. What's up with that?
You know, I think that they're probably trying to save a little energy right now, switching off. And you know what? You never can tell by a smaller blocker. They usually can be pretty scary.
Why do they get all the blocks, right? If they're so tiny, why are they the ones getting all the blocks?
Because everybody wants to challenge them. And there's a great shot by the lefty up and over the defender to the back line.
Nice. That's Biegelmeyer. Biegelmeyer originally from, I believe, Rio Grande, Brazil. So we're not going to call her Rafaela. It's Rafaela, if you will.
Yes.
Jade to serve. This is a game that they're just getting right after it. Middle serve handles okay. Up and down set, and that's over the block, over the defense, but unfortunately out of bounds. And Biegelmeyer and Race are in the driver's seat with one on the switch, 4-2.
Jade Race now back to serve, one of 7 kids in their family. So you knew there was a lot of competition going on very early. She's accustomed to it.
Yeah, not to mention she's engaged to one Adam Roberts. That's everything you can handle anyway, a well-traveled individual. Short serve, a little bit of a shank pass. Hit out of the middle, looking for 5, looking for the switch. Race. Doug, free ball opportunity on the attack. Wow. Did you see Race break out to the pin for the shoot, and then it was optioned instead, Randy? Crazy.
It is, and it's really quite crazy because the outdoor game's becoming a lot like the indoor game with the fakes and the shoots, and the ball control is getting just better and better each and every time we look.
What will they say? Will they go back to Vanderholt? Yep, they go right shoulder, and that was handled like an indoor player. Up and down set, and there's a wipe. And that leads me to my question to you, Randy. If it's not simultaneous contact, is that not an open hand tip?
Well, you know, a lot of people are the game's changing so much with the blocking aspect of redirection. And obviously that's an attack at the net. You would hope that they keep a closed hand, but I think it's a combination of a kind of a closed open hand that always gets away with the trick of the wipe off. As Jade lets an ace go, and there's a rule in volleyball: never duck. Never duck.
Very much like Tom Hanks said, there's no crying in baseball. There's no ducking in volleyball.
There isn't. Every time you do, that ball will hit the back line.
I'm excited for this match. I spoke to some people, particularly Brian Klein, who helped run this tournament, said this is the tournament. This is the match to watch.
Absolutely.
Failed wipe attempt, and there's the block, and now we're even at 5 apiece. And so far, Randy, they delivered, right? From play 1. It's only 5 up. We're just getting started, and this is get after beach volleyball in Aspen, Colorado.
Deneen and Vatterodt kind of a dark horse and one of the teams to look at to win this tournament. There's a little bit of mistake from the lefty.
Yep. And Deneen and Vanderholt back. Mallory Deneen and Katie Vanderholt back in the driver's seat, nursing a 1-point lead. Deneen to serve. Deneen originally from New Mexico. They go to race. Race. Wow, great elevation. There's a dig. Looking for 7. Deneen. Got it.
You know, it's so incredibly interesting to me that why players want to go and take the ball up high rather than just turning around their body and taking the ball up and over their shoulder to pop the ball in the court. Easy point with that mistake.
Deneen to serve. Wow, did she get caught high or not? Jade raced really, really low on that and came up either too late or didn't expect a high.
Again, Jason, we're at 8,000 feet here in Aspen, Colorado. It is difficult playing conditions just because that ball will float and literally get on you before you know it.
Yeah, there's a ball on court. And that's a very, very good point. You got 8,000 feet altitude, right? You got the Mikasa volleyball, which is the lightest volleyball out of any pro series. What could possibly go wrong?
It's a lot of scary touches, and especially for the players at the service line, they're just really almost trying to feel any little bit of wind. They go after Jade from the right side, and Jade chops that ball, and defender can't get back. Very difficult move as a defender, as a blocker, to come back at an angle. Get your hands up high, make sure that you're ready for that impact.
Yeah, and again, ball sails up on serve receive after Jade gets aced. Jade on the swing cross court, ball sails up on the defender. And now here's our switch, 6-8. Excuse me. It's an okay pass, creating a string out of the middle. Wow. That is Katie Vatterodt. Vatterodt. What a cool name.
Yeah,
it should be 2 separate names. It should be Vander and then space Vatterodt. But she's all in one on this one for the 9-6 lead.
As Katie gets back to serve, they go after Jade. Jade chops that ball. You know, on that type of a play as a blocker, sometimes give it the fake block and stay. Then the hitter doesn't see it. You come up late, you can shut that one down.
Yeah, because someone like Jade saw the peel immediately. It was more than willing to play the chase game on the line pole.
You got it.
Short serve. Wow, that's a winner, huh? But maybe not. Turning lemons into lemonade is Vatterodt.
On a great pokey set by Reneen Mallory.
That is Mallory Deneen.
Deneen, thank you.
We've been calling her Marine the whole like pre-show. Me too, Randy. Score is I'm going to double check that with the people at the table, but that ball's out of bounds. And I think it's 8-10. Yep, 8-10.
Unfortunately, the great pokey for the point, and then the serve out, you go from birdie to bogey.
Up and down set. Vatterodt found a Nemo in the net. It's too bad because Jade got a touch on that. Could have made the play quite interesting. And now the score is 11-8. Katie Vatterodt, an opposite at a University of Minnesota. A rock star spot, if you will, Randy. Opposite in that system of volleyball goes to the best offensive player.
Yep.
Listed at 6'2". Left shoulder served, handled okay. Race on the hot read. Did it hit the outside part of the line? They got to get up and look at that.
They do. She's calling it good. Vatterot's calling it good. Good sportsmanship here up in Aspen, Colorado. The Motherlode 50th anniversary.
That goes a long way with the refs. Jade to serve. We're one away from the technical timeout. And wow, again, what a match on this center court. Who runs the world? Girls. Serve out of zone 1. Handled okay by Deneen. Deneen, line over, gets the touch. It counts. And the foul, to quote my favorite commentator, as we enter the technical timeout, Randy.
Little seesaw game going back and forth. Weather's kind of changed a little bit. We got a little overcast conditions than earlier in the morning. Earlier, it was the sun was peeking out, but it needless to say is really great to be playing up here. The only difficulty is the altitude, and if you're ready for it or not.
All right, little camera vision angle, if you will. Or actually, or not. It's not plugged in. Whoops. I was
It's
trying to give us
okay.
a bird's eye view on the reigning defending men's champions. So, Randy, I bring your attention to court 3 over there. That's Lars Basie, the kid at the net, and the kid serving is Ian Carlson, and they were the ones that won the Motherlode last year,
Yes.
defeating Jeff Samuels and Mark Beard. We're in the bunker right now. Jason and Randy, technical timeout. It's been a good time so far, and it looks like business is about to pick up here on center court. Oh, we're back. I was like, why is there a 5th person on the court?
Yeah, they're trying to play threes out here. All the girls and all the players are actually trying to get in as much time on the court as possible. Not that many warm-up areas.
Oh, Corey. Yes, sir. Oh, somebody just came.
As they go after Jade, out of the middle, Jade now chopping the ball around. A nice little chop down the line. That's such a difficult ball to block because the blocker's up so high, it always seems like it just goes right underneath your armpit.
Man, sticks on the board, if you will, and you're right. I think she's a fast elevated player. Randy, go ahead.
I think we were at 12-10,
12-10.
but I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
That 2-point difference is quite a big difference than that 11-all right now.
Yeah, it is.
Game to 21, first game, second round action for the Women's Open.
Biegelmeyer to serve. Rafaela, the lefty. Wow, there's another shot pass, and
This young man right there.
it opened the door and introduced the margin for error by a factor of go.
I think you opened the door when you told her that she was the second most wanted hitter of being an oppo, that meaning that she doesn't pass the ball, and that she didn't pass the ball, that I want to go and serve her a little bit more.
Yeah, opposites don't pass. Unless you're
Oppo.
like Steve Timmons from '88.
Yeah.
Serve out of the middle. Pretty good one, but an even better pass by Jade. And Jade has been quite the artist at the net, Randy.
Good elevation, nice control, nice body control. Chopping that ball through the block and challenging the block. You must, want to challenge the block if you're going to go far in the tournament.
Right, we got 13-12 in favor of Deneen and Vatterodt. And there goes my paper. That's okay. More papers to follow if I'm not careful. Race to serve. Standing jump floater. Or just standing floater. And trying to go over on one and read quite easily was Deneen. Deneen transition with a line of her own. Goodbye. 14-12.
Every time you shoot that ball over at one and then you don't score, you just go to yourself, why did I do that? Why didn't I just pop that ball up in the air, get up quickly and be an attacker? But they'll learn from that.
Oh, 100%. 14-12. Deneen to serve. Expected to go back to race. No, this time they go Biegelmeyer. Biegelmeyer, the lefty, inseam, Doug. For a point? Not yet. At the net race. Man, it's just a fast swing. Did I use the word artist? I mean, we got a Picasso here in center court, Randy.
It all started with Biegelmeyer at the net calling for two that I'm taking the cross court, and she jumps into the cross court, funnels that line shot, and Jade's all over it to score that point.
All right, we're here one away from the switch, 13-14. And another low pass. And it's a free ball opportunity to tie the game. Creating her string out of the middle. Rafaela, not yet. Down ball opportunity on the attack. Rafaela looking for 15. What a dig. And an over on 2, but handled easily by Jade. Jade races one.
Big rally, big rally. That beginning of that rally, Jade had an opportunity to take the first ball. She didn't. What she should have done is called that first ball out. Her partner, being left-handed, should have been running out to the pin. She could have wheeled that thing out, had an easy point opportunity, but still, they worked hard in that rally, converting and now tying the game up at 14-all.
And that's where we are, 14 up against with two thus far, very evenly matched teams. I mean, 14 after 14 up, time will tell. There's the line over, relative ease, and Jade, big smile on her face, looks at her partner and pretty much says, that's as high as you're going to get from me. It's the best I could do on that one.
Yeah, I think she's going about 6'2", and that literally that shot over the block makes it a little bit easier when you're that tall.
Biegelmeyer, in fact, yes, listed at 6'2". I call bull jive on that. She looks a little bit taller. Well, Biegelmeyer is actually 6 feet, which is even more impossible. Wow. There's a bump over on 2 that was actually pretty readable, and it's one of those things where you knew she was going over as a matter of where.
We've get rarely the bump kill, but there was one that ties up the game 15 all first set.
15 up on the first set. Okay pass. Drifter set. She drifts with it. Relatively easy dig by Jade. Jade, the transition queen, gets one.
Good effort on trying to pop that ball on the line. I have to say, if you can't get after that ball, you'll not get after any ball. Try as hard as you can, even if you miss it. The next one will get closer.
Yeah, the art of just moving for the ball, right? Good things happen. Your competitive nature and your physicality have a meeting of the minds.
The want.
Oh my goodness, and that ball's out of bounds. Such a good block, but unfortunately out of bounds, and now the lead is 2. And Randy, we have this no huge momentum swings, just bits and pieces, right? Not necessarily big slices of pizza, but more like pretzel pizzas.
And here's one of our first timeouts of the tournament, really. The things have been going so fast the first rounds, almost in a little couple mismatched games. But this is a good timeout right now, down by 2. And again, I thought that this game would be a kind of different going into really what the score should be looking at right now. I thought that the other team has been playing better, but needless to say, we're at a 17-15 game.
Yeah, look, it's winner's bracket, right? It's winner's bracket, and you don't want to be in the loser's bracket. So use your timeouts intelligently. There's a lot of youth on both sides, but there's also the experience on knowing when to call timeout. I have a general rule, 3 points in a row, automatic timeout.
Of course.
And here we are, pursuant to that unsaid rule.
So for me, last 3 points of the game, very interesting. How do you receive serve? How can you get 16? How can you convert the next play to go and tie the game up? This is all a bit of a chess match at the end of this, and it should be really interesting, the final points of this first game.
All right, we're back from the timeout. Again, each team is afforded 1 timeout apiece. Wow, great serve off the top. Just barely clears the top of the tape, and just barely clearing the top of the block off the cut over is Vander. My God, I can't get this name.
Vatterodt.
Thank you. He's like, Jason, wake up.
Can't you sprechen Deutsch?
Oh, my goodness.
Vatterodt.
Somebody else already got it.
Spent 2 years in Germany, and that ball is just out of bounds. I do like the competitive nature of that serve.
That's right.
Randy,
Yep.
you're just going to say that.
Yes, and it unfortunately just went out a little wide. Now all of a sudden puts it into a 2-point game, 18-16.
Rafaela Biegelmeyer serve. Up and down set. Wow. There's the one-arm bandit. Let's see what happens. Race. Doug. Looking for 17. Nobody up. Great peel. But a little ping pong action from the low dig and the low set. And there's your switch. 17-18. Mallory and Katie trailing by 1.
And all of a sudden we have a little bit of some wind, a little bit of wind coming up, I think, with the little weather that we're going to come in. And might even sees a little bit more as we see throughout the day.
Yep, a little overcast weather. It rained a little bit yesterday, but I mean, when you have a grass tournament, you almost expect rain the day before. Pottstown is legendary with that, as is Wapaka. Vatterodt to serve, and that ball goes into the tape, and that is a 17-18 no-no.
Kind of a cardinal error right now, switching sides. Katie Vatterodt going and serving that ball in the net, going down by 2 now.
Race to serve out of the middle. Float serve, up and down, handles okay. Up and down set, line over, textbook. And now the score is 18-19, trailing by 1.
Jade Race, she knows what she should have done. She knew that ball was set close. She should have been looking for that ball that goes up and over the block. Next time she will. Down by 1.
Deneen to serve. Okay pass by Biegelmeyer. Biegelmeyer Wow, very chancy line over. No coverage if that doesn't go her way in, but no risk it, no biscuit. It's 18. That's 20 to 18. Set point opportunity number 1.
Big opportunity for this team right now so that they can convert.
There's the up and down. There's the peel and Sandhopper. And for at least for one more play, Randy, they stay alive. Set point opportunity number 2.
And I love the timeout right now because you know what was coming next. It was called nervous time. When you get back and you want to receive serve for point match or point game, I should say, it's always something that runs through your mind, as it shouldn't, but it always does.
Almost involuntarily, huh?
Well, it's just like the same old thing that I say in volleyball: don't think. When you start to think, things go bad.
Well, to quote the great John Candy, there's a time to think and there's a time to act. This is no time to think. Let's take a look at camera 3. Let's take a look at what I was talking about before. So on this end, the guy with the gray shirt, that's Ian Carlson, and his partner is Lars Basie, and they are the reigning defending champions last year. Still playing good volleyball. It's 18-19 situation here.
Gotta love that bump set, that backwards bump set that goes perfectly on to score that point. And that's a 1-point game over there in the men's game on court 1. And now back to action on court 2, main court.
19-20. Very important serve. I like the serve. This time she goes back set. Okay set. But I don't like the lack of coverage. It's a competitive set. You got to cover. And 2, I don't like that her shoulders didn't have any directional integrity.
And it's a very difficult ball to hit, being left-handed. If you're right-handed, coming from the left side, obviously it's in front of you. So here's another big timeout. Scored at 20. As we said, it was nervous time, but there's another big side out.
Excellent side out.
To go up by 1, 21-20.
Jade raced to serve. Set point opportunity number 3. Expect them to go. Yes, they go to Deneen. Deneen's going to take the set out of the middle. Deneen, line over. Got it.
Little unorthodox, the angle that she comes in and she kind of pirouettes to shoot that ball cross court, almost looking like she was going to the line. But Deneen scores that point, ties the game up. This is the first.
The blackjack switch off.
20-1 all.
Yeah, right. This is the first one, at least certainly on center court. Looking at the blocking signals?
Yeah, the blocking signals.
Who the hell came up with that?
Jason,
who came up with that?
You read my mind. I was the first one to use it. I used it down in Rio de Janeiro. I started doing it in the first World Championship. The Brazilians were picking it off, showing it above to their players, and from the back of me, I had to go to a verbal communication to go and beat that team because they were using anything to win. There's a nice up. Here's an opportunity. Here's the lefty from the right side. Should be a good swing. Then there it is. Back in our house.
Wow, look out. Just shout. Ow. Biegelmeyer. Come on. How's that for a good volleyball name, Randy?
Going up by 1. Huge swing, huge point.
Katie Biegelmeyer. No, excuse me. That's Katie Vanderholt.
Rafaela.
Oh, that's right. Rafaela Biegelmeyer. The lefty to serve out of the middle for their fourth set point opportunity. There's a dig. There's an opportunity to win. No, free ball. Not yet. Looking to tie the game again. Katie, pretty easy line dig. This is for the set. Race.
And
got it.
Excellent, Jason. Good win. First game goes to
Race and Biegelmeyer. Just an incredible transition play. And to tell you the truth, Randy, I think I speak for both of us. Jade Race has been hitting well this entire match to thus far.
She's like
got a little bit of pop on it.
Fresh legs, looking like she's exploding on the ball. And, she's handling herself. You got to understand, when you're playing with a bigger player, you're kind of expected to kind of receive a lot of those serves. So you got to match it up, and you got to be able to put those balls away, or else they're going to keep coming at you.
Yeah, no doubt. And let's hope they Biegelmeyer and Race continue to do so.
Yeah.
And let's hope that Katie and Mallory, how should I say, readjust their matrix and get used to the speed of that swing and maybe come up with some digs.
Certainly for me, Deneen and Vatterodt were the favor. They almost just looked like that they should handle the game, just their size and everything about them. But sure enough, this is the game of beach volleyball, and you got to spend some time out here. It's just not like indoor game. And the one thing about beach volleyball, there's no hiding. There's no substitutions. If you're having a bad day, well, there's nothing you can do about it unless you can do something about it.
Definitely no bench on the beach. It's been a fantastic sales pitch for some of the beach volleyball programs for the club as an attraction to get some of the indoor players away,
There's a certain freedom out here, not only being outside, but being able to express yourself, do things that haven't ever been done before. And the game is always evolving and always changing. So that's what's so fun about seeing this game. And from the years of when I was a youngster to the game, the way that it's being played now, are totally different games. And everybody constantly talks about, who's the best and who is always the best and all that. Well, they're totally different games. And now with the international teams as the Swedes and Norwegians and everybody else, and even the Americans, Benish and Partain jump setting and bringing in a different offense, it's quite interesting to see. And it's pretty fun to see.
Now, so for all of the juniors that are interested in moving to the beach, your parents will be happy as we return to this match. Your parents will be delighted. Hey, looks like the referees are a little later than we are on this one, and we're back to second set. They go to Katie on the outside, and Katie beats the 4-block switch with relative ease.
Yeah, Vatterot's just passed that ball straight ahead. That's exactly what you want to do, get an up and down set. She looks over the court, chops it over the cross court. Now it goes up 1-0.
Striking first blood in the set, Deneen and Vatterodt. Jade really gets down low for that set. And wow, there's the option. And her first option was to thump it.
Deneen very smartly puts that ball up in the sweet area to go up 2-0. They know what they need to do, and it's a must-win situation for them.
And coming out of the block with the first 2 points. Good, clean volleyball. Serve out of the middle. Okay pass. Set out of the middle. Race gets dug. Another set out of the middle, looking for 3. Deneen. Wow. Sometimes you got to get 2 arms on that.
Yeah, not only that, but Deneen kind of walked into that approach. And so it didn't come out with all that much power. If she just stays back, waits, and keeps the ball in front of her, she's going to be more of a powerful hitter.
Someone's looking up in the sky right now. One of the players walked by. Looked like he felt some raindrops, and that might be a foreshadowing of things to come. Wow, great swing. Man, some of those lefties are just murderous on range-wise. And now they're on the board. Or are they? I need to check the score.
I think we're looking at a 2-3.
2-3, yep.
With
race to serve. Jade race to serve.
You got it.
Pretty good pass. Katie out of the middle. Wow.
So I'm going to go and point out something.
Please.
That you guys can go and replay and look at. So Race Jade was serving that ball. She was serving the ball from the line. Really, it was an illegal serve. She was outside of the boundaries. And it happens quite often. Referees don't see it. It's not kind of looked at all that hard because it doesn't happen all that often. But that was an illegal serve.
Wow, there's an ace and there's the switch. And, timing's everything, because I'd like you to educate our audience on whether it's the body that has to be somewhere where the ball's tossed. It's actually 5-1 right now. I'm double checking that. Yep. So, Randy, on the switch, I want you to tell us what's the illegal part about that. Race, that ball luff balloons out of bounds, and 6-1 switch. Randy, the floor is yours. Why was that illegal?
Well, simply put, when you are standing with your ankle and your foot outside of the line, you must be inside the boundaries of the back line or the side lines. Anything outside from the point that you serve is an illegal serve.
Wow, all of the momentum going to the man. There's a teardrop. There's a play that she had to make two moves to unnecessarily.
And Chase putting up just a beautiful set.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
It was just up and down, right in the sweet spot you could do anything with, and really helped out her partner. She had to bend down and receive that first serve.
Scores now 2-6.
As they go after Vatterodt down the line short. There's one good dig option on two.
Which
Comes
is
out
legal.
Clean. And hits the back line. Ding, 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 ding,
You
ding.
got it. And the score is 3-6-3. Randy, about the hands rule. Just so I'm straight on this, it is not illegal to dig a ball that's not hard driven. It's just illegal to double it.
Correct.
Is that
That's right.
correct territory?
Yeah.
All right. We are 3-6. There's a short serve, okay pass, and I liked the move, but I didn't like the predictability of it. Like the defender was there anyway for that one.
Well, unfortunately, it started with a bad pass that went out to the right, and Deneen couldn't handle that ball. Kind of shot it into the middle of the net. Obviously, they're going after Vatterodt here from the left side. She should put this one away, but she doesn't. She kind of walks into that. That's a big change. All of a sudden, 3 points on the road now to come back to a 1-point game, 5-6.
Yeah. Look, did you see a little bit of thinking on that cut?
Well, I would say that she's thinking right now, she's thinking that she's going to get served again, and what is she doing? And so you just got to be calm right now and receive. And there's the biggest mistake of the game right there, to go to the opposite way when you've scored all those points.
And the option was her way of saying, thanks, Deneen.
As they don't know that we do know that she was an oppo indoors and not passing the ball all that much, having some difficulty, and early on passing the ball very low, and they were scoring some points. But we got a barn burner going on here.
It's been an absolute fun match. Like I said, this is the match that was talked about all morning, and these four ladies have done. Wow, ace. Man, there's the trickler ace off the beautiful glow-in-the-dark tape, if you will, of a Let's Go net.
We've got a great net out here. One of the only ones I've ever seen, almost a metallic colored tape.
I can't even remember ever seeing one. I'm sure I have. I just can't remember right now.
Let's go volleyball up here at the Motherlode, and there's a two-handed set, an option that goes down point on the side switch.
Pretty snazzy moved. Shoulder squared, right? Running a back set at the same time, and good time to break out that.
It only works if you have your hitter running behind you and you focusing on that hitter, where that second can go down so easily.
Race to serve. They're trailing by 2 in the set, but lead 1-0 in the match, and that serve, wow, bottom of the tape. My goodness.
Yeah, it's been
not a good serve.
It's been very interesting this tournament so far. I've seen so many mistakes from that side. I don't know if it's a part of the wind or the conditions, but there have been a lot of serves in the middle of the net from that side.
Vatterodt serve, left shoulder to the lefty. And man, I thought she was going to make him pay for that. And I thought middle was kind of the right move, but a little bit of thinking on that. And here we go. Scores now 10-6. Right shoulder serve. That's better. Creates the drifter set. Wow, just enough room to hit line. What's up?
Sorry,
That's okay. We're in the middle of our live thing. You can say hi now. Jeff has diplomatic immunity. Your mom said VHS.
Oh Lord, that's why I shaped up.
Rafaela Biegelmeyer to serve.
Sorry about that. Thank you for keeping our professionalism,
No, that's
Randy.
all good. They go to Vatterodt, and Vatterodt now shoots that ball up and over the block, kind of in the driver's seat right now, putting a lot of pressure on Biegelmeyer and Race.
We got 7-11 this second set. Once again, trailing by 4, but still got the 1-0 lead. Maybe before the technical timeout, right? Get a quick side out, try to get a good dig, maybe even an ace, and then work from there. Deneen with the serve, and we knew that was going luft balloon.
And we talked about that to a player earlier on in an interview, and my question was to see anybody jump serving with topspin, and that was one of the first ones, and that's probably why they're not. Elevation 8,000 feet, ball floating and flying out long.
A little bit of a right shank, and man, what a pretty turn, but that's not the kind of ball you need to turn for, I guess, and that ball goes wide, Randy.
Kind of trapped out there. She was caught up in an up and down set. She turns that ball out wide. Kind of a big mistake right now in the middle of this game.
Yep, 1 away from the technical timeout. Deneen goes back to the middle. Katie handles it. Katie sees the hot read off the 4-block switch and responds accordingly as we go to our technical timeout. Leading by 3 in the set, but trailing 0-1 in the match is Vatterodt and Deneen.
Yeah, Vatterodt going and taking that ball nicely out of the middle and going and getting a nice, easy set. I think that's exactly where she really wants to be. You know, you're telling me that she's an oppo, so she was hitting majority of balls from the right side indoors. I would serve her cross court to her line, being a left-sided player, and see how she does a couple times. But again, you know, for the players to kind of calculate this and put this all, you know, in the right context and not make mistakes by overthinking things, very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's had quite a large amount of repetitions to make whatever service receive adjustment she has. But you're right, it's still there.
Yeah, and you come up with a good phrase about repetition. So important to be out on the court, touching the ball, playing with your partner, going through every little aspect of anything that could possibly happen. I always correlate it to a Tiger Woods. You know, Tiger Woods is in a sand trap. He's 230, yards out. He's got to go over water, and the next thing you know, everybody's looking at him like going, "How can he possibly hit that shot?" Well, he's been there, and if you've been there and you've done it in repetition, you're going to accomplish your goal.
No doubt. And watching him doing some golf tricks like during the commercials, all of these things on the one take is a testament of how, whoa, there's the ace, and you called it. Mystic Mac here, Randy Stokeless. Take it.
Well, one of the words is that you're playing against a left-sided or a left-handed player on the right side. Her weakness is her right hand.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know it. As we'll talk about it over and over again, the rest of the world will find out as they go back to the middle and they go to race.
Great balance, great patience and precision on that cut over. But something that you mentioned, I think it's significantly more for lefties. Like even John Mayer, when he played, had trouble on left shoulder. Even Tim Brewster, who's Kyle Friend's partner now, he had some trouble there as we're on serve receive right now. It's called his play, and there's the one-arm bandit and missed on the wipe. It's now 14-10. But even Miles Partain, who's like a skill set Nazi, like he has problematic. Go ahead, Randy. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right on the left-hander. But all of a sudden, we got a little break with a net violation right there. They go to Vatterodt to try to score again. Now there's a good dig by Race, swinging from the right side, jumps up well, but it goes flying out, kind of almost off of her elbow.
It seemed like it had a lot of forearm action on that.
A little bit of a waffle, but that's a tough ball to hit, especially her, hitting the ball from the right side as she knows that was an opportunity. She throws her glasses off and now ready quickly for the next play.
Left shoulder serve to the lefty. Hafa responding to the low set, trying to get her balance back. Nobody up, and man, these teardrops fall a lot in the women's game. And I guess it comes from the momentum appealing line and then unable to go back, perhaps.
It all started with the set that went to the middle of the court, and it didn't make the height that she needed, so she was late getting it, so she just poked the ball in, and now an advantage goes to Vatterodt, and Deneen now up by 4, 15-11.
That's a better set and good block, but good coverage. There's an up and down set for the lefty, and what a strange angle on that cut. If you saw the way Deneen tried to pursue that ball, it looked like she made 2 moves to the ball, and that's consistent with not facing the hitter.
Better balance there. They were closer together. You always want to kind of make a little triangle with two playing person volleyball in terms of pass, set, hit. It's always, you'll see that bit of a triangle. If you can kind of square that up, it makes the game a whole lot easier.
Looking for the switch. 12-15. Jade race to serve. She goes middle, and that's a good one, but an even better pass. Deneen, line over. Doug, looking for 13. Hey! Let's go. Tape is her friend. And there's your switch. Jade went back and got her glasses. They're like, where'd she disappear to?
Yeah, and as the sun is peeking out, she's doing the right thing, grabbing her glasses, and everybody goes to the glasses back because the sun is now shining, and I think shining a little bit more in there as the shadows kind of point to their direction. That's where they're needing it right now. But we got a tight one right now, 13-15.
And Jade raced to serve. Jade Race promised her partner no more waffles. Nothing but French toast from here on out.
And there it is again, another on the side switch of the serve in the net. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of wind or anything, even maybe the court being a little lower from that side, but there's been a number of serves in the middle of the net.
You could feel the groans from the crowd who is actually surrounding us right now. You got a pretty decent back shot of the crowd there, but the crowd that pales in comparison of the ones who are next to us, as it is now 17-13. Who do they go to on this, Randy?
Well, Vatterodt just kind of served a shorter ball, kind of a little bit with some topspin, the German player. I love that. Ludwig, you got it. And she was just unbelievable with that serve. And there's another opportunity here, chopping it back. Jade Race up on the dig, and now on 2. Did you expect that? No, nobody expected that.
No, and the disguise, Randy. The disguise on that over 2 is exactly what the option is made of. The whole point of doing an option is because of deception, and that's what happened on that play.
And let's see if it gets to be an effective play, because your mind works of what just happened, and now can they get rid of those thoughts and think about just siding out and passing the ball, as now a little time spends, and now you're going to see something different.
Rafaela with the shorty. And there's the up and down. Katie, wow, beats the I formation, and a little bit of a staring contest, but I see 2 smiles that say, hey, you know what, next play.
They were looking at each other like, hey, listen, I called angle. You're supposed to be over the line. Unfortunately, a miscommunication cost them a point, and now the team of...
Well, there goes Race on the back set. Race. Dug out of the middle, looking for 19. Wow, very chancy hit, and there's the on 2, and man, big smile on her face, because she's like, I wish I could have done something about that.
You'd be rather lucky than good, and the ball gets dug by Race, pops the ball up, goes perfectly to her partner, thinking that it's an automatic point. She had to put that away, now back to 3-point game, 15-18.
Well said. I always say luck is the residue of design, but I like yours better. There's a tight set and coverage on all 4 competitors, showing how bad all 4 of them wanted this point, a very important point, which is now 19-15.
As Jade Race kind of hit hard, you can see her lying on the ground there for just a couple seconds, maybe knocked the wind out of her, maybe taking advantage of just a moment of relaxation to get her back into the groove there.
Yeah, she was on the ground, and I was worried about her, but I saw her laying down with a big smile on her face. And
now she's want to talk to the refs about that kind of joust, the double joust that was going out, but she played it and went off of her. As they're calling for a double line block here for either way, she's going up Vatterodt on the line. She backpedals. You always want to stay at that net and watch the set before you make your move.
100%.
Do not release until you see where the set. Everybody's good enough to set the ball from anywhere. And those are the point opportunities that you can go and really make good things happen if you stay at the net. Here's the outside service now, right now. You can't see it from maybe this vantage point, but she stays inside. So it's a legal serve.
We'll get a camera shot on it when we go back.
And there's a nice little cross-court chop.
We won't get to see that, so perhaps the next set. It's now 20-16. The likely scenario is they win the second set and we go to the third.
And Jason, what do you like right now? I mean, if you're a player right now or a coach, are you telling them to serve the ball just in the court? Are you having them to like, hey, let's just go for this and end this right now? We can side out for game.
I like the short one. I like the short serve. I think with the short serve, you can see the option coming a mile away. Also, they like to recreate their approach and move back. So the girl that's passing short is literally going up to pass short and then coming back to move back. So, and then you'd mentioned it a couple of times. And in this instance, I like short. I really do. I like short on the lefty.
And Deneen now back to serve out of the middle. 2016 kind of chops it to the right side, or lefty coming up to swing, waffles that ball out of bounds, and the second game goes to Deneen and Vatterodt.
Yes, no French toast today, Randy. Just waffles. Yeah. Just waffles and luft balloons, as we are now even at one set apiece. And sorry, go ahead, Randy. Oh, we're in the bunker right now.
Yeah, we're in the bunker.
I also wanted to take a zoom in on the score. Lars Best, Basie, and Ian Carlson, the reigning defending champs and the heavy favorites to be back in the finals, lost the first set and have won this second set in convincing fashion, 21-11. And we can definitely talk about the danger of that as I zoom into this.
Well, obviously,
there's a score.
Yeah, for the men's game, it's probably, in this match that you just see, 21-11 is a pretty convincing win. Obviously got big momentum on their side going into the third and final in their match.
Is there a danger of blowing your wad, if you will, of just winning convincingly? Like you lost the first set, you're upset you lost by 2 points, right? And then the second set, you get kind of angry and you beat them by a lot. Is there a danger going in the game three on that?
For myself, I would not try to even go one way or another. If the team has given up those points just to get out of game two, or that you've just blown out a team, you've got to just go back to your fundamentals. It's a game to 15, as we're going to see coming up in our final in court one, or court two, our main court. They're going to the third and final game. It's a game to 15. Things go very quickly. You know my stats. First 1 to 5 in a 2-point advantage will always win. Will not always win, but will win 80% of the time. And it's an unbelievable thing to see because, as you'll see it, it'll play out, and we'll talk about it as we go. But they flipped for side and serve right now, the final game. And apparently they feel Jade feels like that's a better side to start on. I don't really agree, and I'd rather be the server the first play.
Well, with little to no wind, I agree. The side seems less relevant than whether you're a better server or side out team. Speaking of side out, speaking of transition, speaking of long rallies, who's gonna blink? First point. There's the lefty, takes out the scoreboard, the antenna. And I think the first point goes to, no, she missed the antenna. She got it.
She did get it. But what was
you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, what was really interesting, she kind of touched the wires on the outside, it's outside the boundaries. It's totally legal. It's like part of this construction of the volleyball net. And now she goes to the short serve, passes over. Jade now attacks on two, goes up 2-0 quickly. Before
you can even blink, Randy. Before you can even blink, you have a long rally and then a quick serve. And if I were her, I'd have a ball in my hands, and she does. She's trying to speed up the pace of the game. You saw she got a ball immediately. She's not trying to give them a chance to recover. Another short serve and another shank. Looking at a free ball scenario, sky ball scenario. On the attack, looking for three. Jump set, Jade. Right into our living room. Could there be a question about perhaps the set looking a little bit chopped? Maybe, maybe not. It's a question of fact.
Well, she's trying to be like all the big players. She wants to go to that option, that jump set to kind of put everybody off balance. Almost didn't need to do that right now. They got away with it. They go up 3-0 now, game to 15.
As is the other court, 3-0, game to 15. Is that ball in or out?
Vatterodt catches the back line and scores that point, and an important one to slow down momentum. Let's see if they can gather some themselves right now, being down 1-3.
Will they go to race on this one? They go middle, and Race is the one that takes it. Race takes it to go to the back set. Race, cut over, good move, but long arm of the law, says Katie. And she says, this time, stay down. And that's your 3-2 switch.
And Race, Jade, she's taking middle because she's helping out her left-handed partner, because she feels like her partner's got to think about that service to her line. And that's why Jade has kind of stepped over, but opens up a lot of little areas. That service goes out long in a kind of a crucial serve right there, now going up 4-2.
Yeah, that ball. I used the term luff balloon so far 35 times. We're trying to get to 99 before the end of the tournament, Randy. Nina, where are you? Race to serve. Expect you to go to Deneen's left shoulder, maybe short. No, total opposite. Up and down set. Wow, very good shot for a player who lost her court vision on where to go to. She relied heavily on her partner on that call because the set was behind her head, and she lost a ton of vision on where to go.
That's just a big point in this game for me because of my statistics when about the 5-point rule. Just keeps it more intact right now for an option for them to win this game as they go to the left side or to the middle. And here's another waffle that goes out long, and now it gets tied up at 4-all.
I think what a lot of players are missing, because they're used to playing with the AVP, the Wilson Optics. They're used to playing with the king of the beach, right? The Mikasa, a very drop-friendly ball. Even if you miss, you can't miss. The last thing you want to do on this with this ball is stop your swing. You have to follow through in your swing. You got to get some of that top spin back. Out of the middle. Set out of the middle. There's the lefty cut. Doug looking for 5. And here they come. Look out. Right into our living room. Almost tried to take out the Mac.
Your camera picture. Nate, did you
Okay. I'm going to do an easy fix on the camera. Yeah, just turn it to us. That's it, Randy. Perfect. Look at that.
Nice. I mean, that's not looking at me. Now they switch sides
Not
right
yet.
now. Good little move there, but gets
Oh,
blocked.
my
Vatterodt.
goodness.
Vatterodt making 2 big plays. One on the drop, fake block, gobbling up that cut shot and scoring, and then right there, shutting down the cross court on the lefty, and now going up 6-4 on the side switch. And for me, they are an 80% chance to win. It is just absolutely crazy.
I think the numbers, if you look at like any sample size or any study, 80% is a low number. You would think that's the high number. That's actually a low number.
Well, you play 10 games, 8 of them you're going to win. 2 of
Deneen
them
with
you're
the
gonna
dig.
lose.
Deneen with the back set. Deneen line. Got it. That girl is on fire.
what are we at now? Mallards.
It's 7-4. It's the third set. And I think timeout is called.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Very smart move. Hey.
Yeah.
Automatic timeout.
Yeah, you'll see this game go seesawing back and forth. But again, we've got a really good one. Not only for the women's side right here, and as I look over on the men's side on court 1, the score of 8-2, that seems like it's a bit of a blowout. Somebody's really taking charge there. And the outcome should be in favor of the leading team.
They're probably sitting and explaining each other.
Sorry, just doing a really quick camera fix. And look at you. You turned the camera back. Almost perfect. Now you're the one that's got to lean in a little
Oh
bit.
boy, oh boy. Let me fix my hat here. Because it's a beach party up here at Aspen, 8,000 feet.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You don't do some kind of altitude training out here. You can get your ass spin kicked, man,
Boy.
on this court.
Boy.
I mean, and it's the reason why some of the California teams they do well, but not well enough to win. They're not here the whole time. Like Burek last year, Burek and Samuels were that's a team that everyone felt should have beaten Ian Carson and Lars Basie and 2-0. And I mean, in some form of easy fashion, but. There's little, Basie's the local kid. He's the one up here all the time. He's the one up here playing. He's the one getting the reps, and
You don't know.
and that's irreplaceable.
You don't know what runs through your mind when you all of a sudden can't breathe.
The question is,
We're back. We got a trivia question. Oh, there's the jumbo shrimp. I thought she did everything well to recover that. She faced the hitter, right? Tried to make her one move to the ball, and I guess sometimes when you're in system, you become a victim to perfection. We're at 5-7. Let me fix that score. That ball is in.
Yes, as the referees both point to the ground, calling the ball in. Vatterodt now back to serve.
You gotta love the body language, though.
Yeah.
Like, all the body language is
You got
saying there.
You got it. Like, I want it. Here we go. Let's speed things up. Let me take charge. And that was right on cue by you, Jason.
Serve out of the middle, hits the tape, handled okay. And that's the kind of ball, Randy, that the blocker just needs to go with. Because if the blocker's at the scene of the crime, and I'm punting, I got to punt to the king of the beach for the analytical here, but like, if she's there for that block, maybe she'll be there for the cover. No?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I gotta let you do what you do best. 6-8, we're one away from the switch. Drifter set, and exactly what the doctor ordered for Mallory Deneen.
That's the line woman hitting it back-to-back lines. Deneen now on the side switch. We have a 9-6 game. Vatterodt and Deneen kind of in the driver's seat now.
Yeah. Hey, Mallory Deneen, 34 years of age, sitting comfortable at 9-6.
Serving out of the middle.
As comfortable as you're going to be at this level. Originally from New Mexico, played her ball at Florida Atlantic University. She said coach didn't let her play a lot, and you know what? That's his loss. There's the drop, and there's the read. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. Like, being at the scene of the crime isn't one thing, but being able to read someone. If they're turning their whole body towards the net and they're putting one hand in the air, they're probably not going to be setting. And I know it's easy for me to sit here. I'm a chairborne ranger. I'm not on the corner, but these are the things that they have to do better if they want to win this game.
Sure looks like they would be off balance to go and do anything else.
Chairborne ranger. I like that one. I'm going to use that. I'm a chairborne ranger, Randy. I come to fight this war with a paper and a pen. All right. Rafaela. Biegelmeyer to serve out of the middle. String create out of the middle. And that is vintage. Say the name.
Vatterodt, who makes a good play, but I don't think it was a really good. Biegelmeyer makes the mistake by dropping off angle. It's such a difficult ball to play. I mean, you can play for the cut shot. It didn't look like it was that type of a ball that was out to the pin. So the point goes to Vatterodt as she goes back to serve. Here's going to be another free ball. Plays out of the middle. Little tap down in the middle for a big point. Now up 11-7.
Hey, didn't you get the sense that when Deneen got the dig that point was the follow?
For sure.
You feel it in your bones.
Yeah, you can see the momentum, just the approach and everything, that things were going to go in their favor.
11-7. There's a high pass, but very doable. And man, she's had that all day. But when she needed it the most,
it just got
when
away.
It counts, Randy.
Just got away.
Yeah.
Game of inches.
12-7. We're one away from the switch and pulling away. I had the nerve to use the term comfortably, and there's no such thing when you're in these game threes, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves. Lars Basie and Ian Carlson won their match 15-7 on court 3, relatively easy fashion. For everyone joining us on this court, wow, there's a dig. Trying to go on 2, not yet. Looking to switch. That ball sails up. It's going to be a free ball opportunity, up and down. She's going to go outside. That's what she likes. She likes that drifter set because it allows her to do the things she does best. And unfortunately, Randy, what she does best has once again sailed wide.
Boy,
There's
just
a switch.
couple little plays that changed the momentum of this game, but now
You said the game of inches, Randy.
tough road for Biegelmeyer and Race to come back now down by
7-13.
7-13, down by 6. Vatterodt now back to serve. Got the blocking calls of line. Let's see if the defender can start at the angle, and kind of doesn't because she's left-handed.
Wow,
Very
that ball.
smart to let that ball go. And we are at point match.
And my luff balloon count is now at 36. Match point opportunity number 1. You got Katie to serve. Katie Vatterodt. Originally from Illinois, 6'2". She's going to take that frame to the front of the net. Wow.
Good.
Nice rangy swing, huh?
Yeah, especially out of the middle. You would have thought that ball would have been set out a little bit further to the pin. I know when I was playing with a Steve Obradovich years ago, every left-handed player, I'd send that thing always out to the pin because I knew that he would always be out there with that left hand.
Match point opportunity number 2. It's now, it should be 9-14. They have 8, so I'll just switch with them. For the match? No, not yet. Looking to get to 9? Doug, for the finish? There's the cut. Wow, off the outstretched one hand of Biegelmeyer, and that's the end of the match.
Yep.
Winners 2-0, and this time in convincing fashion, 15-8.
Deneen and Vatterodt victors, and sure enough, came down to that percentage rule, and sure enough, 80%, well, make it 100% right there. They go out with the big win. They move on to the third round of the women's open division in the winners bracket. That's right. At the Motherlode, the 50th annual Motherlode in Aspen, Colorado.
So, Randy, before we go, we were, I was told by a bunch of people that this match would be exciting. There'd be a lot of good digs, a lot of good blocks, and this and that. And I think for the most part, that match delivered. I really liked. We're gonna move this camera back in a minute when we do our next broadcast. It got hit. It got hit by the men. So, how do you feel about them saying this is going to be a good match in terms of them delivering?
Well, it certainly looked that way, but it certainly didn't look that way after the first game, after you're seeing the team of Deneen and Vatterodt basically feeling like, it looked like that they were going to take charge, losing the first set, fairly close. I don't know what that score was. I think it was 21-19. Sure enough, kind of all worked in the favor of Deneen and Vatterodt in regards to coming back and winning this match.
Yeah.
Winning the second and then going to the third with big momentum.
My sentiments, exactly. Yep. And our sentiments are going to transfer and translate into the next match because for now, we're out of here, okay? So for everyone at home watching this, thank you for having us in your living room in our life. And for my man, Randy Stokely, the king of the beach, I'm Jason DeBilius. And see you in a bit. Stay with us. We got another one coming. Exactly. Let's go. Look at the back. Look at the back. That was